I want to ride my bicycle.
Rocking Out Live with GP3 on Khen 106.9. Back for your next groovy hour of music playing every week, Friday 5 to 7. How you doing, Jamband family? You guys feeling the vibrations? I know, right? Okay, so we had a massive event last night. I'm wondering who felt it across the United States. Had a 3-plate shift last night. So I imagine if you were up in an area where those plates are connecting, you might have felt it. Got inbound star, friends, and I want you to consider that time and life is precious. And this summer, 2025, was that opportunity shift for that conscious awareness expansion to come in about who you are and about how precious this life really is for you, okay? This is a deeply sensitive issue. Yes, because that deep, sensitive, true blue you wants to come out now, and it's time. Let's go ahead and shed those second skins out there for anyone who knows what I'm talking about. Time to release that, okay? Where the shedding of the top layer is come upon humanity. Everything is coming out from the inside out now, okay? We made the turn, and all the good music to assist us into the show of who we are. We've got this week good shows. We've got Dylan, Dogs in the Pile. We've got Goose, a beautiful, beautiful rendition of That's Just the Way It Is, and a special friend playing on keys for that session. And then also we're going to go into, a little bit of widespread, kind of like I said, and Dizgo to finish it up. Okay, so the bands are on tours. Yeah, they're kicking butt out there. So proud of them. The sentience intelligence is working its way in for better, clearer messaging for the soul, friends. And our friends that are playing from the soul, we fan that up with bringing the good music for our ears and our hearts to listen to. Okay, you're back on the second groovy hour with the Jamband family. Let's get on with the music. You're with GP3 on Rocky Mountain Live, Khen 106.9.
To the trip that never ends. Born my land into my sea. 12 teeth grin, smiled at me. Waves rolling and carrying me to catch a glimpse of the one and only Tilly.
now, 4 a.m. Top hat took to Boardwalk and paid the rent. Doubles one more time, you're in the pen. Oh shit! Looks like Earnhardt's bound to win again. Wound up in a strange place. Johnny turned with the funny face. Both sworn at the black lawn, and we were broken like we should have been caught. High gold, silver, silver, gold. Shots fired, I was never told. Are you ready for the heat, my friends? Are you hip to the trip that never ends?
On my rail into my sea, 12 teeth grin, smiled at me. Waves rolling in the carry me. Catch a glimpse of the one and only Tilly.
situation at the Pennsylvania station. Huddled masses swiping passes, routine is automation. Plywood plaster changing faster every single day, man. Scaffold blue is the frown on you in the town you grew up hating. Further down the shore, said I'm done with reaching new levels, man, but it doesn't mean you don't want more. It's always the same Joey story, why'd you have to ask? Said you're bound to learn the same lesson, son, just don't be late for class. Next thing, looking up from low, got a chance to rise, you can see you glow. Next day, give it up and say you'd have been there more for me, you know. Let's go to the danger zone, we could climb up top and then all get stoned. One thing you and me both know, we'd have been there more for me. Watching them good times roll. Train line just in time, rolling down Blandon Road. Bye bye, that's my ride. Let's get on with this show. Go set, New York bound. I'm going home. Get ready, get set, go. Nothing's ever set in stone. I could've waited till now, you know, but I never heard an untold story. Eyes on the prize because it's right here, right now. We've got it, bullet friends, gotta get it stopped somehow. Next thing, looking up from low, got a chance to rise, you can see it glow. Next day, give it up and say you'd have been there more if only you'd go. Let's go to the danger zone, we can climb up top and it all gets stoned. One thing you and me both know, we'd have been there more if only we'd go. My, ain't that fine, watching them good times roll. Train line just in time, rolling down Blandon Road. Bye bye, that's my ride. Let's get on with this show. Go set, New York bound. I'm going home. Somehow she loved that cat of mine like a Cheshire with a smile like Tilly. Celebration time, Lieutenant, let's get him in line. We could have waited till now, you know, but we didn't have a doggone dime. Next thing, looking up from low, got a chance to rise, can see you glow. Next day, give it up and say you'd have been there more if only you know. Let's go to the danger zone, we can climb up top and it all gets stoned. One thing you and me both know, we'd have been there more if only we'd go. This
job. That's just the way it is. Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. Oh, but don't you believe them?
Said, hey, little boy, you can't go where the others go. But you don't look like they do. Hey, old man, I can stand it, think that way. Did you really think about it?
just the way it is. Oh, but don't you believe them? To give those who ain't got a little more, but it only goes so far.
The Lord don't change and others admire. My Lord sees at the hiring time. It's the line on the calling one.
That's just the way it is. Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. Oh, but don't you believe it? just the way it is. Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. It is. It is. It is. It's just the way it is. It is. It is. It is. It's just the way it is. It is. It is. It is. It's just the way it is. It is. It is. It is. It's just the way it is. It is.
Soft parade, hard and glisten, all like sweater on moving train. Oh, baby, just listen. We're about to be born again. Inside
Hey, 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 let me talk to you. I just wanna whisper in your sassy ear, tell you that I love you, wipe away your fear. Slow down, feel it go down, funky things you do. Hey, 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 let me talk to you. How can you go? Ride me high this morning, ride me high some more. smokestack lightning, shining just like gold. Why don't you hear me crying? Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, tell me, baby, what's the matter here? And why don't you hear me crying? Ooh, ooh. Whoa, tell me, baby. Said, where you been sleeping last night? And why don't you hear me crying? Oh. told us it was time to go. We overstayed our welcome and it started to show. In the morning when we opened the door, the sun hit her eyes like a sword in the sky. We were driving but had nowhere to go. Opportunity for mischief started to show. We were moving, had our feet to the ground. The sun hit our eyes like a sword in the sky. We went higher and higher. Nothing's gonna stop us today. We went higher and higher. It's all a silly game that we play. Hours later we had traveled some more, all across the country and I beat up for. We were driving but had nowhere to go. The sun hit our eyes like a sword in the sky. We went higher and higher. Nothing's gonna stop us today. We went higher and higher. It's all a silly game that we play. If I told you I would travel across the world, meet you right back here in the same place. If I told you I would travel across the world in 116 days, would you call me crazy? Later, I walked back in the door. I took a look around and I stared at the floor. 3 rotations round the sun since I've seen your face around. I've been gone for a while. Your face has changed, but you still seem the same. I hate to leave you here again so you can feel the flames of the fire. Take me higher. Nothing's gonna stop us today. We went higher and higher. Nothing's gonna put out the flames. If I told you I would travel across the world and meet you right back here in the same place. If I told you I would travel across the world in 116 days, would you call me crazy? Would you call me on the phone next time that you're alone? Would you tell me that you always be my friend? Would you call looking for proof that I've always told the truth? If I told you I would travel across the world and meet you right back here in the same place. If I told you I would travel across the world in 116 days.
Rocky Mountain Live with GP3, completing a wonderful gift for your ears, my friends, as you go into your weekend and enjoy together the times of sequence where all great manifestation brings in the wonder, the light, and the music in the sound together, friends. And so we bid you adieu, and we remember that every week, Rocky Mountain Live with GP3 gives a little more to the equation, a little punch factor for your ambitions of just being you. The best you that you could ever be. We also like to thank all that supports Khen Radio, our proud sponsors, and all the things that have really given a lot so these frequencies can get into your ears and into your life. Remember, this comes at a little bit of, the good stuff. Yeah. All right. So, we'll be back again and we'll treat you like we love ya because you're in it to win it for y'all inner self-being. You're with GP3 with Rocky Mountain Live on Khen 106.9.